Shalom. Well, first, I'd like to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops at Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out there listening and learning the Akwath. To you also I say Shalom. It is your brother Ratazakabar back with another lesson through the spirit. And tonight's lesson, man, I know that I mentioned doing a lesson about the history of the Greeks. I've put that lesson on hold for now. So when I get to it, I'll get to it. Nonetheless, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news right now with Donald Nero Trump. I was watching a few lessons and thought it was appropriate to address this situation first since it's a pressing matter. Nonetheless, though, watched a few videos, found some clips I want to talk about, and do a lesson on it, And Lord willing, the lesson is edifying to those out there listening and watching. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and declare fair use under the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, so with that being said, man, fair use is in full effect. First, I'm going to address the fact that the mirth in the land is gone, right? And worldly people are starting to realize now, starting to see the things that we've been talking about. My big brother, GMS in his likeness, his brother made a video. It's pretty much a compilation of a whole bunch of different people talking about things being different and the joy of the land being gone pretty much. I didn't watch this lesson. However, I did see a clip of it from the elder apostle Tahar, which prompted me to do a lesson. What the woman was saying. The elder apostle Tahar made this lesson a few days ago. So let's laying it back off that. Go ahead. Play the video. I wanted to come to the original source because, of course, the elder apostle Tahar was making his points and whatnot in the video.
No matter what's going on. I feel like I've been in a phase of my life right now where I just don't want to show up. I'm exhausted, where pulling myself out of this thread is taking longer than I thought, where everything I'm doing, where everything I've done that has worked in the past is not working now, where I'm waking up more exhausted, and to be honest, I just don't feel called to even take care of myself right now. Where everything that I'm doing doesn't seem to be working. I keep coming back to the square one, and I can't make sense of it.
We've been saying this, man. The hopeful elect, Yahweh Shimon Shah, right? Lord willing, we be at that number. We've been feeling the same thing for forever now, right? Every day is a constant struggle for me to wake up, go to school, go to work, whatever it is that I have to do, get my day started. It's been a constant struggle, man. And we've all been going through it, right? This isn't anything new, right? As the scriptures say, we sigh and cry, and that's for a reason. Sean cry because the things going on in this kingdom, man, are draining the people in it, and there is no hiding or neglecting the elephant in the room, man. Right, people, especially with gas and whatnot going on, gas prices, the cost of goods going up, the fact that pay is not going up, it's not going up at the same rate as the cost of goods. People are tired, man. They really are. People are going through hell right now. All right. Part of it is, the curses are falling upon these other nations, right? Especially Esau, Edom. The curses are falling upon these other nations. This is pretty much them living and leading the life of a Jake now, right? Because Jakes have always, we're not new to struggle, man. We're not new to being in cramped situations or fucked up environments. These other nations are starting to feel that now, especially Esau, Edom. So this isn't anything new to us. They're just now starting to realize this. And as we continue to sound the trumpet, the alarm to the people, they start to realize it more and more as the days go on. And the elder apostle Tahar said the same lesson, man. He said something along the lines of, because I'm not quoting him word for word, right? He mentioned the fact, he likened it unto the people being in a hamster wheel, though, right? It's a continuous cycle. Money is as I've gotten older, right, and I realize this, money is just a continuous cycle. And I learned this from the first job I had, the first real job I had. I was getting paid a little over $20 an hour, and I was making pretty good money too. The first full-time job that I worked over the summer, I was working 40, 50 hours a week, right? I'm looking at my paychecks, and of course I know about gross and net pay, but I'm looking at my paychecks, and I'm not used to getting all of these different taxes taken out of my paycheck. And I'm like, man, I should have made $1,000+ on this check, and I'm only bringing home like $800. I'm like, oh, this is some bullshit, right? They take all of this money out of your paycheck, and most people don't even have the ability to get paychecks that well, because I was getting paid that weekly. Some people get paid bi-weekly, so they got to make their money stretch. After bills, because I don't know how to pay bills. After taxes and bills, a lot of people don't even have any money left. We've already said this, man. 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And it's even worse for the amount of Americans who don't even have $1,000, $500, $50 in their savings, any money in their savings at all. It's getting worse and worse, man. And the problem has to be addressed, And as I said this, as the days go on and on, you're going to start having people questioning these things, which is going to lead to sedition among men, amongst other reasons why people are going to revolt. Which I'll show that in the next clip I play, Salaki. Proverbs 29:1 though. Warnings and instructions. That's what the Bible is, man. Being able to understand these prophecies, it's a blessing, because we could quite literally be in the dark and unknowing of what's going on in the world right now, like everyone else. We could have no knowledge, no understanding of what's going on, and be clueless and not understand why we're going through hell, why it is the way the things are going on right now. Why is it like that in the world? We could be completely clueless. At one point in time, we were, man. And it's a blessing, and it's beautiful for us to be able to realize these things. And the Lord is preparing us for the times that are about to come to pass, because majority are in the dark and they don't know. They don't realize. They don't see the storm that's brewing and that the storm is coming. They don't see it. So do not take the truth for granted, man. Warnings and instructions, though. This is all warnings and instructions, man. He that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So that's why we always say, man, even the heathen nations are going to be better off when this damn devil is dismayed and is put out of his seat of rulership by Yahweh Shai Mashiach. The earth is going to be at peace, right? Because we know that the rulers that are in place right now are actively destroying the earth. The earth is going to mourn. The actual land, the earth in itself is mourning. And it's going to give birth pains, man, because why do you think we having all these damn earthquakes? It's just a part of prophecy, a part of plagues. And why is that? We could go Proverbs 11:10. When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth, and when the wicked perish, there is shouting. So when these people are taken out of rulership, man, there's gonna be praise, right? Especially amongst us, amongst the brothers. Are we gonna be rejoicing? I need to get this. Isaiah 32:1. Matter of fact, let me go Job 9:24 and then get Isaiah 32. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which is being ruled right now. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? He's made it. He's made it. He's done a good. They've done a good job of making it a mystery of who runs the world. But slowly, that information has come out, and we're able to pinpoint the wicked elites of the house of Amalek, right? You still have people out there that don't realize that they run everything. Everything is geared towards them. I haven't brought this precept out in a while. But I'm going to get this after I play a little bit more of this. Because the Apostle Tahar also mentioned this in his lesson.
I can't. And I want to, and maybe it's not the time yet, but I just want to give up. I want to sit and scream. I've been screaming in my car more. I've been tired. And I can't seem to get out of this rut. And I swear that I'm trying. And even trying looks like stillness, right? Knowing, taking my breaks. If I don't feel like working out, I won't. But it's like, I'm scared that I might be stuck in this for too long, and I don't want to. I don't know what's happening right now.
A lot of people think that they're the only ones that's going through this, and it's like, no, it's not. You're not alone, right? We're in a whole group. We're in a whole generation of people. I'm talking about myself. You know what I'm saying? People that are in my generation, Gen Z. We're a whole generation of people who, when it comes to how things are going in the world, right? And I'm talking from a worldly sense. It's the worst time to become adults, right? Everything, the price of goods is going up. The mirth of the land is going into Paris, right? Everything costs more, and we're getting paid less. It's very unbalanced in the way of living. So a lot of us have to resort to living with our parents, right? Staying with our parents in order to build up money. You know, you're actually punished for wanting to have kids in this children, or so like you're actually being punished if you want to have children in this society. The dynamic of relationships between women and men is completely off, right? It's very dysfunctional. Majority of the women are whores, right? Majority of the men are bitches. Okay, so everything is backwards, man. But that's why this land is known as Babylon the Great, the land of confusion, because everything is backwards. And it's been like this for a while. We've been going towards this dynamic and this state of life for a while, but it's going undetected by the majority. And now it's becoming more and more noticed and known, which is how you know we're at the end, because they're not able to hide their mistakes anymore. As the scriptures read, man, Esau is bare, right? Jeremiah 49:10. So, and then it also goes into the fact that a lot of these women as well want to be independent. They want to be like a man. So they have to take on manly responsibilities, which means working longer hours, working harder shifts, having to provide for yourself, having to do all of these things by yourself, because society has convinced you that you don't need a person to do it with you. You don't need a partner. You don't need someone by your side. And it's looked down upon if you do need help, which is completely backwards. There's nothing wrong with having help. I'll say it again, there's nothing wrong with having help. But society makes it like that because this is all about capitalism. It's all about greed of gain, right? More workers, all of that stuff, man. So, like I always say, man, the government does not have your best interest at heart. They want workers.
And to be honest, I don't really care to know. I just don't want to be feeling like this anymore.
Right. I know they don't care to know because the scriptures say it, man. This is Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. It's because Esau, Edom, the banking elites, you so-called white people that hate indigenous and melanated people, you even hate your own goddamn people. You have been the problem of the earth. Okay, you have set the world out of order, but ultimately the Lord used you to do so.
Yep.
Right? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. These people are starting to understand, right? There's a conclusion, okay, of not being happy, not being satisfied. There's a trend on social media, okay, of heavily hearted women, all right, and confused and frustrated men, all right. You know what the problem is, but you don't have any answers because you don't know Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Right? They're in the dark. They have no spiritual. Their spiritual light is off, man. Just if we just being honest, their spiritual light is off. Right? You know, they have no knowledge, no understanding, like the brother just said. So and that lady she don't want to know, right? Y'all don't want to know. Y'all like ostriches. Y'all stick y'all head in the ground. A lot of people, oh, I don't want to look at the news. I don't want to pay attention to the news. So you want to be ignorant of the problem. Yeah, you want to complain at the same time, right? Pick a struggle, my nigga. But you know, it's becoming more and more evident. These people are mourning. They're mourning. They're mourning, and it's a reason why. Clearly, the righteous are not in authority, man. The scriptures don't lie. Okay, the scriptures do not lie. If you're seeing a majority of people, like the brother said, you have trends of single women or women in general coming on the social media and making videos saying that they're tired, they're complaining, right? They don't like the way their life is going. And then men that are confused because having muscles and having a beard does not make you a man. I'm going to say it again. Having muscles and having a beard does not make you a man, right? What makes you a man is if you follow the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. If you're in subjection to Yahweh Shai and the Heavenly Father Yahweh, that's what makes you a man, right? If you have this truth, that's what makes you a man. There is no amount of muscles or beards or testosterone. I don't care if your testosterone is 1,000,000. That doesn't make you a man. So if you don't have the understanding of this truth, don't count yourself a man, right? They don't understand and they don't know why these things are going on. Men are confused, and very soon they're going to be faint-hearted when this destruction comes, because then they're really going to be, they are really going to be confused. They're not going to understand why these things are going on. They're not going to understand why these plagues are taking place on the earth.
That's why we have comfort even through these afflictions, even through, job loss, losing women, child support, not seeing your kids, barely paying your bills. You know that the Lord is making the speedy end of this place.
Yep. Through that, the Lord is crumpling the wicked rule. And since the brother said that, I want to go ahead and get this. The book of 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, the 25th verse. Let's get 23. Wheresoever thou findest the dead, take them and bury them, and I will give thee the first place in my resurrection. Abide still, O my people, and take thy rest, for thy quietness shall come, nor thy children, O thou good, nor establish their feet. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number, right? The elect, the first fruits. Be not weary, as the brother was saying, be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance, right? These people are going to mourn, man, because their lives, the way that they live, is perishing. The things that they know, that they've known, the worldly things, are collapsing. Carnality and fleshly desires are perishing, man. Right? Spirituality is going to take over and win at the end of the day, which is why we have to be heavy in the spirit and put off the fleshly, earthly desires that we once had. We're at peace because we understand what's going on and what's about to take place on the earth. These people are going to be weary because they're confused. They don't know what's going on, so they're going to be afraid. In contrast to that, though, they've been warned by the prophets, and they chose not to listen, and they chose not to understand. So that's on them. It says, the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord, right? Why are they going to be envious of us? Because we're not going to be in the same spirit as those people when the shit hits the fan. We're not going to be worrying and panicking and all that other stuff, right? Isaiah 33:6 is real. Isaiah 33:1, the judgment of God. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. O Lord, Yahweh, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee. Be thou their arm every morning, our salvation also in the time of trouble. At the noise of the tumult, the people fled. At the lifting up of thyself, the nations were scattered. And your spoil shall be gathered like the gathering of the caterpillar. As the running to and fro of locusts shall he run upon them. The Lord Yahweh is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure, right? This all begins with the fear of the Lord. You can't have faith without fear of the Lord, and vice versa. Behold, the valiant ones shall cry without, the ambassadors of peace shall weep bitterly. The highways lie waste, the wayfaring man ceaseth. He hath broken the covenant, he hath despised the cities, he regardeth no man. And this reminds me of another precept. Lord willing, I can remember where it's at. Let me think. Did I not just type in chief captains? Man, I gotta go back and see just to make sure I'm not tripping. The sixth seal, man. This is talking about these missiles, man, coming upon this place. Nonetheless, I'm gonna go straight to my point. Verse 15, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountain. Right? So they're gonna try and hide themselves from the Lord in the day of his wrath, in the day of judgment. All right, when these damn ICBMs come over here, when those arrows with the precision come over, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, which is Yahweh, and from the wrath of the Lamb. So as it says, man, the heart of men will faint, will melt. So like the heart of men will melt upon Yahweh's return.
And that's where the comfort comes from, knowing that the Heavenly Father has predestinated an end for his people. But you have to understand who you are as a people.
Yep, the Lord declared the end from the beginning, man. There's nothing we can do to stop that. So I'd rather be on the team with the being who declared the end from the beginning than to be on the opposing team. That's just me. That's just how I think. I wouldn't want to piss off a power like that. You telling me when you created the earth, you already knew how it was gonna be destroyed? Shit.
You have to return unto the Lord with a full heart, okay? Because it's the only way you're going to get exempt out of this society that's not bringing any joy to you, all right? Everything is so instantly taken away, all right? You go on a date, you have an hour to enjoy yourself at best. Okay, you go on a night at a time, you have a night to enjoy yourself at best. You go on vacation, you have a week to enjoy yourself at best. That's not true enjoyment.
Yeah, man. Being in this truth, you realize life is not sunshines and rainbows. You can't get a Lord. You can't ask the Lord for good and then not expect bad, right? You can't bless the Lord in the times where you're prospering and then not, or you can't ask the Lord for thanks or bless him in the times when you're prospering and then not thank him when you're going through hardships or troubles, right? You gotta realize that he's the one who causes good and bad, right? He's the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. So you have to acknowledge him. You have to acknowledge him in these things. But the wicked, they're not gonna think upon it or think about it like that. Did you think this woman right here in this video realizes that the Lord is the one who's doing these things on earth? Hell no. She probably thinks in her mind that the Lord only does good.
That's not having fun. Okay? What it is a break from oppression. It's a break from bills racking up on you. It's a break from the normal society that this place calls norm. There's nothing normal about this society. All right, but here we are in the map in America, Babylon the Great, where they call being miserable normal. Okay, it's been the new normalcy to be miserable and to hide it. All right. Oh, don't cry now.
One day at a time, right?
Yeah.
Bro, sometimes.
Right, and these women, man, they choose to be independent. They choose to do these things by themselves. That's on y'all. But on the flip side of that, on the flip side of that, you know, we've been telling y'all Isaiah 4:1 is gonna come to pass. Oh, that's not gonna happen on this side. Y'all just saying that because y'all want multiple wives. Y'all just saying that because y'all just want to put. First and foremost, it never was about. It have nothing to do with the type of things that you associated with, which is lustful things, right? You have women like this who eventually, like the woman in that video, she's gonna need the help of a man. or she's gonna have to delete herself, one of the two. You ain't gonna be able to continue on by yourself. You just gonna be a vagabond. Right? You're gonna need the help of someone. And another woman ain't the way. Isaiah 32:1, the glorious future. Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a cover from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And the eyes of them that shall not be dim, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken. All right? And that just goes along with Isaiah 13:12 as well. You know? A man being made more precious than fine gold. Crying. Judgment on the earth. I'm gonna go ahead and watch this before we do that. This is from the Elder Amawan Gabor.
$5 a gallon for fuel? Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? What is going on?
Americans are feeling the strain as petrol prices climb above $1.8 per liter, the highest since 2022.
Driving in America is now luxury. Oh my God. How are we gonna survive, yeah? How? $4? Oh my God, no.
Across the country, frustration is growing.
Look at Jake being a damn fool.
Some are protesting the government's decisions, including its war on Iran, blaming it for rising fuel and living costs.
As you can see, the United States, once again, taking no accountability for their actions.
Highest since 2022.
Driving in America is now luxury. Oh my God. How are we gonna survive, yeah? How? $4? Oh my God, no.
Across the country, frustration is growing. Some are protesting the government's decisions, including its war on Iran, blaming it for rising fuel and living costs.
A lot of us didn't vote for it and don't want to be in a war and don't want to be paying high gas prices for apparently no reason with no strategy.
Drivers say they're cutting back, changing habits, and struggling to manage tighter budgets.
I need my car to work. The majority of the money I make doing that, I have to put it back in my car.
And it's messing with a lot of people in different ways, money-wise, and it's just
Jacob's trouble. You see, they only showing Jake's. Besides that one Edomite.
unfair to all of us. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. It's everybody.
Even among U.S. President Donald Trump's supporters, there are signs of division. While some remain loyal, others are voicing concern as the economic impact hits their wallets.
It was my like we've been saying, man, the divided kingdom, and it's only going to continue worse and worse. It's going to wax worse and worse. Let me see if that precept hits. Second Timothy. Difficult times will come. That's those perilous times, man, that we've been mentioning to y'all. This is a good chapter. Second Timothy 3:12. Yeah, and all that will live godly and Hamashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Right? This world is waxing worse and worse, man. Evil men as well. The world is waxing worse and worse.
I decision, you know, and
Donald Trump's supporters, there are signs of division. While some remain loyal, others are voicing concern as the economic impact hits their wallets.
It was my decision, you know, and I wouldn't support him no more though. You got crude oil, you got liquid natural gas, and you got fertilizer. And without that, you know, the world is probably gonna end up in a chaotic state.
What do you think about gas prices, Mother?
I don't have a problem with gas prices.
So you're fine with them being high as long as it's under Trump?
No, because they're really not high to me.
Meanwhile, Trump has downplayed the crisis.
Yeah, she's right. They ain't high yet. Just wait till gas becomes $7 a gallon.
Saying the U.S. is less dependent on the Strait of Hormuz and protected by domestic oil production.
Remember, because of our Drill a Baby Drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we are #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet.
But analysts warn the risks remain. Energy experts, including those at the American Automobile Agency and the International Energy Agency, say a prolonged conflict could push fuel prices even higher. As costs rise, so does public unease across the country.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning.
As y'all can see, this man is just good at talking.
We can't take it anymore.
Hi. Eventually, like I said, it's going to lead to sedition among men. Isaiah 24, verse 3, the land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh hath spoken his word, this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people on the earth do languish, which languishes is just another word for mourn. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Right? The land has been being defiled. Wickedness has been spread throughout the land. That is why the Lord is sending the plagues upon the earth. Because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. And that's talking about the Israelites. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men are left. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoiceth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down, Babylon the Great. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Right? So very soon, like that dude said, driving your car is becoming a luxury. A man shall desire to go into a city and will be unable to, roughly paraphrasing. Right? Travel is going to become less and less. I found myself driving my car less and less if I can, or taking very long trips. Very soon, people are going to be living in their homes and stuck there. And then eventually it's going to be martial law. You ain't going to have a choice to be able to come out your crib. It says, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Right? We're at that point, and it's going to become more and more evident to these people. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Yep. The Lord about to mess this place up, man. Just to tell you the truth. All these people that still live carelessly in wickedness, they're going to feel the wrath of the Lord very soon. I want to go ahead and get this. Donald Trump. President Trump, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. Donald Trump. They planning on doing something big tomorrow.
Be taken out in one. The entire country could be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night.
So, as you can see, this man is making threats once again to Iran, prompting people to what's the word I'm looking for? To speculate that there may be nuclear attacks going on tomorrow, which of course we know that we ain't at that point in time yet. But who knows? Maybe he will do something big, or maybe this nigga's just puffing at his enemies once again. Isaiah 34:1, God's wrath against nations. This will be my last one, and I'll end it off there. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. As we always say, like we say, man, you know, this judgment isn't only going to be for Esau, Edom. Now, they're going to get the worst ass whipping, but none of these nations are innocent. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree, right? The sky's going to create mushroom clouds, and them figs falling out the sky represent them ICBMs. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment, right? The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made with fatness. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh hath a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And we know that Idumea, Edom, is a people before it's a place. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. Verse 8, for it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. Right? And Lord willing, we see salvation this year. Lord willing, the end of these prophecies kind of pass this year, and we see, right? We get to see it unfold, man. Well, I got a big smile on my face. Verse 8 in the NLT. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, the year when Edom will be paid back for all it did to Israel. And that list is long, like laundry, a laundry list long. So, with that being said, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachacha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone once again, who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day close to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom Israel, Shalom.